Hello everyone, it's Catherine. I thought it'd be just a delightfully fun exercise to put my skin on blast today and really just unpack what has been going on with my skin and my face and frankly my life, because the amount of thought and energy and time and money I've put into my skin over the past, I want to say 7 months, is nothing short of ridiculous. This is going to be a real video. It is not sponsored. I strategically made sure that no sponsor tried to creep into this video because I want this to be very truthful. There's no skew, there's no bias. I am speaking from my experience. In my last workday in my life video, someone asked like what my makeup routine is to hide my acne, because apparently I did a decent or half decent job at it. So I'm gonna do a little get ready with me. I am just gonna moisturize first because I'm not sure if you can see the dryness, but I am gonna insert so many photos in here. All of my acne sufferers can probably relate to just compiling a multi-year or multi-month collage of your acne so you can track the journey, track the progress. And when I say my acne's never been worse, right now my acne's been worse. Like this is like a really good day for me. You can still see the redness. I still have some spots for sure, but this is like an insanely good day for me. I wanted to make this video before, but shocker, I just could not possibly bear the idea of putting this video up and then not having a solution to it for like the next another 7 months. I feel like the end is in sight, which is why I wanted to make this video. I'm still in the trenches with you all that also have acne, but I very much have a ways to go. But in those photos you can see like I have been dealing with the worst combination acne. Like it's hormonal, it's dry, it's oily, it used to be on my chin. It used to be just around this area and I would always get pimples here. Maybe I could attribute acne right around my mouth to just like sloppy eating, but it is spread now. Like it is a degree which I've never experienced. In middle school I had nothing. In high school I had some pimples, but I didn't really do much and they went away on their own and there was no scarring, no marks of them ever being there on my face, like no dryness, like none of that. College, I 100% had acne, and if you look at my Vlogmas videos, you'll see that around the winter, every single year, I would get acne right around this area right here, hormonally, which I attributed to final stress. Like obviously winter, December of every year is finals and you're trying to finish up before the holidays and you're applying to jobs and internships. So like, we get that, it's stressful. And so this year, there's like an extremely dry spot right here that just will not go away. It like stings when I put moisturizer on it, so that's super fun. But the first year after college, when I started my job here, my skin was glorious. Like I would not wear makeup to work for like months on end. Like I just wouldn't wear a single even stroke. I would just go in blank face. And I thought, okay, that's because I'm back in the Bay Area. It is just like not as hot here, it's not as dry, it's not a desert climate anymore. I'm in nicer weather, my skin is used to this because I grew up here. But then, December of 2018, actually November, right around Thanksgiving, some pimples started to poke through. And I can show you guys the first picture of what I looked like. There is like not really much there. Sorry, I'm literally still putting on moisturizer. I noticed a few pimples starting to pop up. No harm, no foul. I'm like, this is my usual winter Cath look. I just get this acne and it's super fun because winter is when you see all of your high school friends again and people know that I got uglier. So I'm like, okay, it's all good. But then December came and went. I went on a trip to Banff, Canada. Highly recommend if you're very outdoorsy. Beautiful spot year round. And going into that trip, usually on winter trips, I don't wear any makeup because like what's the point? Your literal eyelashes get frozen off. Like there's no point to wearing makeup. But it was a group trip with other families and I actually could not wake up in the morning feeling confident without putting on makeup. Like I just had like spots of acne all around, like not even in one spot. It would just be all over. And I felt really self-conscious. And I actually have some photos. I looked fine, but I was like extremely self-conscious with a few spots of acne. And then went home, back to the Bay Area, thought, okay, now the climate's better. I am gonna get back to my normal skin. And end of January came and no relief from my acne. And I had the lowest stress I've ever had in my job. Like, I was very comfortable. I'd been in my position for over 1.5 years. Like, I just felt very settled and I had no stress at all. So I could not attribute it to that. I've already done the dairy thing at this point and cut out dairy. That's not worked. I've already done like clindamycin and one type of retinol, and I've gone down the acne path once before. I'd gone to a dermatologist once before and it had officially done nothing for my skin. So I said, screw it, I'm not paying someone again to prescribe me things that do nothing for my skin. So I'm suffering there through January, and like, this is where my acne started to get really bad. Like, I'd never seen my acne explode like this before. It was suddenly not just my chin, it was my forehead, which is not a hormonal region. It was my chest. I remember for my birthday, I had acne on my chest and I was like, is this going to be my 23rd birthday with acne? Like, I thought acne would be over in my teens. But my manager had been talking about her dermatologist she went to with her acne, and so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try a new dermatologist. Maybe the last one was just trash. So I go to a dermatologist, she's super nice, gives me the options, presents Accutane to me, and to me, it's like a last resort. I'll talk about that a little later. So she said, okay, let's do some tretinoin and some spironolactone, which at this point, if you've gone to dermatologist and you're a woman, you've probably had the same diagnosis. Like, that's just their basic, like, standard, let's do this and start from here and we'll see how it goes. So I start on like 100 milligrams a day of spironolactone. I'm applying the tretinoin cream all over, and that's not working. Like, it's no impact is made. I start getting acne on my shoulders at this point after I started spironolactone, and I was like, what is going on? I've never had acne on my back at all, ever. Like, I had friends in high school go through that and I was like, that really sucks. Like, I can't imagine that. And there I was, almost, what is that, 6 years later, and then I had acne on my shoulders. I was like, this cannot be happening. I thought it would go away like that, but then just started sprouting up, and like, I still have it. I mean, you really cannot see it from the camera, but still have it on my shoulders. And at that point, it started getting nice in San Francisco again. It was rainy and nasty the whole winter, so I was wearing sweaters and it was fine. And then suddenly people are breaking out the crop tops, the tank tops, like, people are wearing sleeveless stuff, and I am in work like hot. Like, I'm hot and sweaty in work because I cannot wear sleeveless things. Like, I just could not muster up the courage to expose my acne. So here I am, it's all over my like top half of my body basically, not to be gross. I'm taking spironolactone religiously. I'm doing tretinoin. I started doing those Korean skincare pimple patches. Those worked somewhat. They were like pretty fast acting, but I would do one of those and it would go away, and then one more day later, a different pimple in a different spot. It was like just whack-a-mole. I just could not suppress it all. Like, if I tried to squash one, another one popped up. Like, it just was endless and it felt insufferable. I just couldn't make any progress despite the money I was spending. I started buying hormonal drops from Bloom, and those worked fairly well for a little bit and they stopped working. I was doing spearmint tea at work. I was cutting out more sugar. I bought one of those Sylvan pillowcases that's supposed to be antimicrobial. I was doing so much, partially because it also kind of felt like I was racing to get results, because at my job, we have a couple of big conventions, one in December, one in March, and I was gonna meet probably like 50 new people that had a big role in my career and my job. And I already feel like I'm struggling with ageism, in that I am so young because I graduated a year early from college, and just the nature of my job, like, I just feel like I'm a baby, and it's important for me to feel like an equal, especially amongst older coworkers. So I felt like, oh my God, as if I don't look young enough, now I have acne that literally signals that I could be like 13. Like, I feel like it just aged me down to a point where I felt like I was so not even professional, not like strong. I just felt super weak because of that. And even with people I had known for years, not years, but like 1.5 years at work, I would go into the gym super early, like before 7 a.m. And I would try to avoid seeing many people because I don't like to work out with makeup on. It just does not feel good. I like to work out with a clean face because you're gonna shower after. And if I saw one person in there I knew, heads down. I'm walking around the gym like this. Like I can't make eye contact. I like wouldn't say hi to them. I didn't want them to notice how bad my skin was without makeup on. And I would do that. I would be running errands on the weekends to return stuff at the mall, and I don't know anyone there, and I'm walking with my head down. Like I just felt like shame for something that I couldn't control. Like a lot of people say, oh, well, it's just your hygiene. Like you have bad hygiene if you have acne. And no, I was doing more than most people. Some people in my office are just washing their face and putting on a cleanser and they have beautiful skin. Like I'm doing a lot for my skin, and I just could not. I felt like people were looking at my acne when they were talking. I felt like I had to announce it all the time, like as if I was coming out with acne to just normalize it so people wouldn't, you know, just have their own thoughts about it. I was trying to explain the situation, explain that I'm trying to fix it. I stopped looking in mirrors or windows to check my hair, to check anything, because I didn't want to have a reminder. It would bring me down. Like I would be having a good day and I would look in the mirror and I'd be like, oh shoot, you know, you're having a good day, but like this is something that will not escape you and it's affecting you daily. And the spironolactone was just not making an impact. It was like definitely fewer, but I was still getting forehead acne. I was still getting that shoulder acne. Like nothing was happening on it, and it said within 3 months you're supposed to see results. So I started in February, like February 1st. And so by end of May, I should have been seeing results, and I wasn't. I was still like face tuning photos to remove the acne. Like maybe I shouldn't have been doing that, but I just couldn't bear to post anything with really showing what I looked like, because I've looked back at videos where I've vlogged without makeup on and I've had bad acne, and it just makes me feel really cringy. Like it's just like, oh man, why did I vlog like that? I should have had makeup on. I was just spending, at this point, I was spending so much time on my skin. I was spending probably 30 minutes a day on the skin, plus extra 30 minutes for the makeup. Plus, I can't even count how many minutes a day was thinking about it. It was just taking up so much space in my brain. And I found myself looking around at like, who else is dealing with this? And Arden Rose did a video exactly like this, which was part of the reason why I wanted to do it. And that helped me a lot normalizing it. But at my office, it feels like nobody else has this problem. It is just me. And it got to the point where like, I didn't want to like start up my dating life again, because I just didn't believe that anyone would find me attractive like with this acne. And I'm not talking about right now. Like I feel good right now, but like the stuff that I'm showing you guys in these photos made me feel so ugly. I dyed my hair blonde to make me feel better. I got a keratin treatment. I've been working out pretty well. Like I've been doing a lot of stuff to raise my spirits, but still acne. I'm always thinking about it. So then I go to my check-in, right? It's been 3 months. I go to her in June. I'm hoping that something magical will happen on the 4th month, but nothing's happening. So I go to my derm in June, and she is just so nice. She's like, these are not the results you're supposed to be seeing. Like, let's reevaluate. Like, what do you want to do here? And I had been feeling lightheaded on spironolactone. I had almost passed out twice in workout classes, and I lost my period, and I just felt like a little debilitated where I couldn't, it wasn't huge side effects, but one of the options she gave me was like, okay, do we want to visit Accutane now? And I had posted in one of my stories asking your experience with Accutane, if anybody had done it and how they liked it, or if any of their friends had done it. And you guys said, oh yeah, like most of you had amazing experiences. Oh, I did it and it's been 8 months and not a single pimple still. Or I've done it and I still have, you know, occasional acne, but it's so rare I forget that I even struggle with it. Like you guys have had amazing experiences, and I know Arden Rose had an amazing experience, and my friend Brad, who you might remember from my USC vlogs, had an amazing experience after years of struggling. So I'm like seriously considering it, but the main thing, you guys, that's holding me back is the mental health impact, where I have a friend that her little brother really struggling with it. A few of you on my stories really did mention it takes you into these depths of depression. Firstly, because your acne is just bad, and so that hurts your mental health. But then also because I guess if you've had history with it, it can activate it again. And I personally haven't had history, but to me, because I've had such a personal experience with it, which some of you, if you've seen that video, may know, like, I just don't want to risk anything. Like, I would rather have acne than mental illness. Like, I know how debilitating that is, and I have so much respect for people that live with that day in, day out, because I know secondhand how consuming that is, and I just know that that's not something I want to struggle with, just to get my skin clear. It's not worth it. It's not a transactional thing that makes sense to me. And just because a few of you said that, like, I just cannot take the risk. Even though I've never personally struggled with mental illness, I just can't take the risk. And maybe that'll change, and maybe my acne will get so bad. But at this point, what we did was bumped up my spironolactone dosage to 200 milligrams. So I'm taking it day and night. And that is how I've seen this recovery. What I still have is so much acne scarring. And I've never experienced that my entire life. When I was in high school and college, if I got a spot of acne, it would heal and I would never remember that it was there. But now I have acne scarring here, all over my chin. Big spot right here. I have acne scarring here. I have acne scarring on my forehead. Like, it is very noticeable without makeup on, which that is much easier to cover up than textured pimples on your face. But still, like, this can be expensive. Like, this I would have to get microdermabrasion or peels, or I don't even know what else to do to remove the hyperpigmentation and scarring. But that is the stage I'm at right now, which, cross my fingers that huge acne spots will not come back. I still need to fix my shoulder acne, because despite my face clearing up, my shoulders are as bad as ever. And I'm going to Aruba next week. Follow me on Instagram if you wanna see what that's like, at Katherout. But I'm gonna be in a swimsuit every single day. I only have one swimsuit that covers my shoulders. It's very rare for a swimsuit to do that. And so here I am, like, every single day. I'm gonna have direct sun exposure on it. Everyone's gonna be able to see it. It just makes me feel gross. It makes me feel like I don't have good hygiene, even though I know I do. If that doesn't go away, Accutane might be the move. It might be, but right now I'm happy with what spironolactone did. For those of you that aren't familiar, it is for hormonal acne, so if you're a guy, it's not gonna work for you. It's a testosterone blocker. So a lot of acne is caused by those, like, your progesterone, estrogen, like, testosterone levels, like, really affect your acne, and so that's what I've been dealing with. This is not sponsored, but Curology sent me a package, and I've been doing it for 4 days. I honestly would attribute these pimples going away to Curology. I told them specifically, I am not gonna do a video with you unless it works for me. So I'm gonna give it 2 weeks, see if it works, and that way you guys will know. So if I do a video and it's in partnership with Curology, you know it's honestly what helped my skin, along with spironolactone, of course. So that's gonna come out. I know I didn't touch on, like, exactly my routine and everything I used. That is for the video in which I ever clear up my acne. We'll see if that ever happens. If you're watching this video and feeling like you're just at wit's end with your acne and you're just not seeing an end in sight, go to a dermatologist. Like, I cannot recommend that enough. Struggling on your own sucks. You want a medical professional who has seen thousands of patients, who knows how to adjust your prescription. Clearly the adjusting, just don't depend on the first appointment. That probably works for half of the people. But the second appointment is where you fine-tune things, figure out what your skin reacts best to. Give them your full history. Like, they'll be able to do what's right for you. These homemade recommendations are great, and I'm glad they've worked for you, but, like, it's so hard to hear those when you feel like you've tried everything, you've spent so much money on everything, and it's just not worth it at this point. So here's my finished face. From this angle and lighting, you probably can't even see that I have acne, which is the goal. The scarring hopefully will go away. I will take recommendations for the scarring and hyperpigmentation if you want to give those to me. I'm gonna ask my dermatologist as well next time I see her. But thank you all for being so understanding and so empathetic. This has been part of the reason why I've not made many videos, is because I did put out a video with acne and I got a few comments around, oh my god, her skin does not look right. So it's been hard for me to want to upload, because I really have to feel like my face is perfectly baked and perfectly done, which I don't want to do all the time, because wearing makeup hurts your acne sometimes, apparently. All right, I will see you all in the next video. Again, thank you so much for watching, and Katherout.